My people, what's going on? Salute to all my real ones out there, man. Hope everybody is having a great and productive day. I know some places it's night. I know some places it's morning. I know some places it's evening. But nevertheless, I hope you have a great day and a prosperous life. Now, let's get to it. It's very obvious what mainstream media is trying to do when involving this Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder situation. For those of you that ain't caught up to speed or might have been lying under a rock, Tyson Fury, there's a bunch of evidence, and it's compiling by the day, of Tyson Fury cheating and tampering with his gloves. Also, there's been a lot made out of Deontay Wilder and his comments, about his costume and how heavy the one was, and that it might have affected his performance versus Tyson Fury. It might have affected his legs. Would seem to be noodled in the fight. The Wonderful Life of Bob J. What's up with you, fam? Salute. Go Flow. What's up with you, fam? I was looking for you yesterday. What it do? The Wonderful Life of Bob J. Three dislikes just started. Yeah, they mad. They mad. They want to stop us, but we gonna get into it. They don't realize that's gonna make us turn up even more. Salute to all my real ones, man. Creston White. Salute to you, boy. Yeah, let's get into it. But yeah, they shook, man. The trolls are shook. The Anthony Joshua fanboys, the Tyson Fury bandwagon hoppers, the Deontay Wilder haters, because that's what you have. You have Anthony Joshua fanboys, you have Tyson Fury bandwagon hoppers who are really AJ fans, and then you have people out there that are just fans of hating Deontay Wilder. They're just fans of hating Deontay Wilder because at the end of the day, they're still fans. They're fans of hating Deontay Wilder and don't know why they hate Deontay Wilder. I don't want to hear that bullshit of they're not fans, because anytime I watch these people go to a lot of these boxing channels, and they're disliking the videos on purpose. But then a lot of these channels don't even read your comments unless you give them super chats and give them money. And then you have some channels that, like mine, that just read them no matter what. If it's not a lot of people in here. And people will pay. I've seen this, and I know you all have as well. People will pay to get their comments read. That's how much of a fan they don't know that they are. But they try to present it as hate. Nas, Lil Boosie, DJ Khaled. Hey, I had you down with that one, huh? Yeah, but we gonna dive right into this one, right? Mainstream media, it's clear as day what they're trying to do. It's clear as day. The ESPNs, all these Joe Rogan podcasts, all of these, you know, these big, what we call them, these big platforms, these big, social um, media platforms, you know, that don't mind breaking a motherfucker down, that don't mind tearing a person down. But when it's really, particularly a brother or a sister, but when it's really time to talk that talk, they don't. Point blank, period. You feel me? But we gonna break down this video on I believe it was one of them. I think it was on ESPN, one of these little stupid shows that they have. They stupid to me. The OGs used to ask me, "Hey, Retro, why you on well, I'm just saying Retro for y'all, but they used to say, Rob, why you know sports, like young and know sports, like why do you don't get on there with Skip Bayless and Stephen A and Shannon Sharp?" And I told the OGs, I said, because they don't have creative freedom. They're told what to say. They're given cue cards. They told what to say, just like a musician. They're told what to say. They're told what not to say. I don't roll like that. I like to have my channel now. I know it's going to take a little bit more time. Like now, my channel was almost close to being monetized, but at the end of the day, I got to the point without worrying about all that shit. Because when you lose sight of what you came here to do, And I'm specifically talking about me because I can't speak for everybody else because I don't know what everybody else came here for. You know, a lot of people came here for a lot of different reasons, but what I came here for is to reach a wider audience all over the world and to spread my truth and to spread the truth. You feel me? And that's what I'm gonna do in this video. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Hit that like button. You know, every time they hate, we like. Every time they hate, we like. So smash the like button, y'all. Make sure y'all spread the word too. But I understood that it was gonna take time for my channel. But yeah, main media is feeling the wrath of this Glovegate situation. They're feeling the wrath of the people, and we're not going to stop. So what do they do? What do mainstream media do to counter what we're doing, which is bring the truth to the forefront when they're trying to overlook it or sweep it under the rug? What are we doing? We're not only continuously making videos. See, they coming in now. Preston White. They talk about Wilder fanboys. Most of these niggas barely knew who Fury was. Facts. Let alone were fans of him. They true dick riders, of course. But they will say we're dick riders of Deontay because we're trying to bring the truth to the forefront. See, what mainstream media does is they always not only just ignore the situation, but they always choose people that aren't qualified. I should say. I'm not going to even say credible. That just simply aren't qualified. Like you have LeVar Arrington, and you have these other characters. They're not even really important. They always choose people that aren't qualified and normally don't talk about boxing unless it's convenient. Don't talk about certain situations unless it's convenient. But notice the white man always have to have black faces or a black face because it's not official unless it's a black face because it's going to look like racism. And they talk about we're racist because we're sticking by our brother because he was wrongfully, they did him wrong in this situation. And it's funny and it's ironic that they always try to say, oh, you want to make it about race and you want to make it about race. But every time the white man get caught in the jam, he always got to use a black face. Be at it a man and be at it a woman. And it's always a coon, a buck dancer, a shucking and jiver ready to take on that role. So now let's get into it. 1 second, people. Let's get into it.
Arrington's back with us. Time now for Darnell's question of the day. Take it away, Darnell.
Yes, sir. Let's move to boxing. Where we saw Deontay Wilder take a beating from Tyson Fury a couple weeks ago, but Wilder didn't.
Yeah, when we saw Tyson Fury cheat. Let's continue, people.
Waste any time accepting his option for a third fight against Fury. And now Floyd Money Mayweather is trying to get involved, saying Wilder can beat Fury if he lets
Floyd Mayweather is trying to be messy. Let's continue.
Train him and teach him how to win. So what I want to know is, do you guys think Tyson Fury should be worried about this idea?
I thought Floyd Mayweather wanted to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Floyd Mayweather actually had good intentions. But boy, was I fooled when I really look at the big scope of the things and I listen to my channels and the channels that I highly respect and channels that are credible, channels that are qualified. And I rethought this whole Floyd training Deontay Wilder situation. Floyd is just using this because everybody is trying to be a part of Deontay Wilder comeback story. Floyd in particular. And you know that because all of these guys that hated on Deontay Wilder and never extended the favor when he was champion are all of a sudden trying to help. Floyd being one of them. Mike Tyson being, well, not Mike Tyson, but George Foreman. But Deontay Wilder is allegedly meeting with George Foreman. But all of a sudden, all these motherfuckers are coming out of the woodwork trying to train Deontay Wilder. Floyd just want to do what Floyd always wanted to do. And that's not only upstage people, not only be the only one that is the face of boxing, But he want to use the Deontay Wilder's story as his own personal stage to not only shit on Deontay Wilder and discredit him, because you're going to ask, well, how is he doing that? How is he shitting on him? How is he discrediting him? Because at the end of the day, look how he does Javante. Look how he does Javante Tank Davis. Look how he does all his fighters. It's all about Floyd. And Deontay Wilder knows that. That's why Deontay Wilder ain't going to deal with him. There's a lot of things that Floyd can train Deontay Wilder. I put the wraps on the gloves. There's a lot of things that Floyd can help with Deontay Wilder. This notion, and I don't like when people are talking like this, where what is George Foreman going to teach Deontay? What is Floyd going to teach Deontay? It's a lot that they can teach Deontay. But it's really about is Deontay Wilder going to be open, and is he going to apply it to his technique? That's really what it's about. So all of this, I don't know what he could possibly teach, but that's just those haters talking, and that's just those people that are miseducated on sports and what's really going on. See, when you hate, when you got a lot of jealousy in your heart, a lot of hate in your heart, it blinds you. You can't focus. It blinds you to what could be and what is. When you're not focused, it blinds you on what could be and what is, people. You feel me? But watch the tactics, watch the moves of white media, of the big wigs. What they always do is they always find a black face, which is LeVar in this particular situation, and they always find somebody that is not qualified, which is LeVar in this situation, which is everybody at that table. Let's continue, people. But Floyd is just doing what Floyd do in this particular situation. And Floyd already knew that Deontay Wilder wasn't going to accept it, or it was a great possibility that he wasn't going to accept this offer. Floyd just wanted his name in the equation. And what do you know? It's in the equation.
For me, it's too little too late. If he was going to become a technical
No, let's listen to what else he said. I don't want to jump the gun.
boxer, he would have invested in that a long time ago and not waited 4.5 months. I also question,
Well, at the end of the day, it's not Deontay Wilder's fault that not only these motherfuckers a long time ago, as you said, didn't want to extend that hand until now, but they hated on Deontay Wilder. They showed other champions, his allies. Floyd and them showed the people, his potential opponents, more love than they showed their own countrymen. So what are you really talking about? That's why I said they always choose these dudes that normally talk about basketball and do a poor job of that. Normally talk about football and do a poor job of that. Try to talk about all the other sports, baseball, and do a poor job of that. And then they want to touch on something that they normally don't talk about and do a real bad job of that. If you were in the loop, you would know that Deontay Wilder is open to anything. Deontay Wilder is not that type of dude. They're trying to paint Deontay Wilder out to be a dude that's just that's egotistical, that that shut out help from other people, that's just all about itself. Look what they try to do. And they always using people that aren't qualified or don't have any or miseducated, don't have no knowledge on what's really going on surrounding the situation. But those are the number one candidates. They're not going to get you or I. They're not going to get anybody that's qualified to talk about it, because the people that are qualified to talk about it ain't going to walk around it. See, these motherfuckers are going to not only walk around it, but they're going to do exactly what they want them to do, because they don't have no knowledge to begin with. And the little knowledge that they have, they're already compromised. They're already told what to say and what not to say. Let's continue.
Floyd saying he'd like to help him. It's not Deontay saying, hey, I'd like to get together with Floyd and get this done.
Of course. Floyd is saying that he would like to help Deontay Wilder right now out of convenience. Floyd never extended that offer years ago when Deontay Wilder may have possibly been open to it. He never extended that hand. He want to extend it now because it's an opportunity for him. There's a story behind Deontay Wilder in this whole Tyson Fury controversy. And Floyd knows, being a shrewd businessman that he is, that controversy sells. Just like blood sells, controversy sells. So he wants to be a part of this. They can say Floyd can't read all he wants. None of that shit matter. Floyd knows the business. Floyd has made plenty of money because he knows the business, because he has been taught the business over time. And he's been conned and worked out of his money, out of his position, time after time. A la Bob Earl. So at the end of the day, a lot of these motherfuckers I'm just breaking this video down right now, not to just only continuously bring this cheating shit to the forefront, but this probably would be my new lane, but to expose this mainstream media and to show y'all they only operate out of convenience. These are nothing more than opportunists. That's why they can't understand what Floyd is doing. That's why they hate Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, it don't get down like that. This is all spiritual, people. This is all spiritual. This is all psychological. And the shit is built and breaded off of racism. And I know a lot of y'all would say, well, they like Floyd. Well, they didn't always like Floyd. They didn't always like Andre Ward. But were you willing to get down with their program? Oh, you the best thing since sliced bread. These motherfuckers have different faces, people. They have different faces in different places. And as my grandmother used to say, fair exchange ain't no robbery. Fair exchange is not no robbery in their mind. We'll give you the money. We'll help you advance in life and get to the pinnacle where you want to get to. But I'm going to need you to humiliate not only just yourself, but I'm gonna need you to sell out your people and throw your people under the bus. This is how they operate, y'all. This is how they operate. Let's continue.
Because what I've heard, and we've talked about this, Deontay's feeling is that, no, it was just the suit that I wore into the ring. That was my only problem.
And this is why I felt like Deontay shouldn't have mentioned anything about that suit. I'm really under the impression that Deontay Wilder was drugged. I'm really under the impression that he was drugged. If Deontay was drugged, he didn't really know what was going on. That's why when people ask questions about, well, Deontay Wilder didn't know that Tyson Fury was hitting him with his bare fist. Would you know if you was numb and you was drugged? We could say a lot of things. Well, Rob, how do you know that? Just look at him. I don't know that. But one thing I do know is that that wasn't the usual Deontay Wilder. That wasn't the regular Deontay Wilder. The regular Deontay Wilder is confident. The regular Deontay Wilder is passionate. That wasn't the regular Deontay Wilder. That looked like a fucking clone. Not saying that Deontay Wilder was clone, because they'll try to spin that. I'm just saying that Deontay Wilder may have been drugged. That's what I'm saying. But it's clear as day what they're trying to do, people. They're trying to paint Deontay Wilder out to be the bad guy, out to be the villain in this situation, when he's actually the victim. That's why I was watching this earlier on my phone and shit while I was getting ready. And I was like, you know what? I got to break this shit down. Because we got to not only keep our foots on their necks, but we got to expose them while we doing it. See, I can make videos telling y'all, creating it myself without using the audio and shit like that. But it's better to use the audio because it's better to hear it out of the horse's mouth. And it's better to break them down as I talk about them instead of just talking about them and, people not going to go listen for themselves. I want people to have that, on demand feel. They don't know what the fuck going on. Let's continue.
Oh, and I'm not buying that. Fury won 18 of the 19 rounds. I want to see this fight.
Fury cheated 18 of the 19 rounds. Fury also cheated the whole 12 rounds of the first fight. Let's continue, people.
I'm still interested, captivated, want to know if he can change the dynamic, but I don't know that Floyd Mayweather is going to be.
I'm still interested because I want to know what that A sample and that B sample looking like. I'm still interested because I want to know whether or not Tyson Fury will actually fight Deontay Wilder again, or will he retire? See, this is what they not talking about, people. But guess who's going to talk about it? Your boy Double R. Let's continue.
Be the difference maker.
Yeah, and what technically, from a perspective, can you change? I mean, maybe Wilder on balance a lot more, not trying to technically go for the one punch to win the fight, because
technically what you can change is, first of all, starting off by holding Tyson Fury accountable, because Tyson Fury hasn't really proven, and this is why I said a lot of these channels need to continue to keep talking about this situation, because it's not just a hotter thing in sports, but it also needs to be addressed, because what happens to the next person? What happens to the next Deontay Wilder that gets wrongly done? What happens to the next Franchon Cruz Dezern who gets cheated and robbed out of their belts? Meanwhile, the alleged victors are walking around like they actually accomplished something when they cheated, when they know they cheated. This is why Tyson Fury, you ain't seeing Tyson Fury. You ain't hearing nothing too much from Tyson Fury, because he know he cheated. And he know this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to be some more shit that come out about what he did that day. So before he start parading around, he want to ease the pain a little bit, because he don't want to get out here showboating and all that shit, and then all this news come out. He know he cheated. And as the days go on, hopefully we'll find out if they don't try to cover that shit up. But what are these motherfuckers talking about? We got to start breaking down the breakdown, because we can't trust that these so-called experts. And that's the problem. You got people that are labeled experts that don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Fuck being experts. They don't even know what they're doing. And they're being paid and they're being told to do something outside of what they really supposed to be doing. That's why there's a lot of people out here wondering why the Nevada State Athletic Commission not responding? Why they doing this? Why they doing that? Because they do what they want to, how they want to, when they want to, where they want to. Just as simple as that, people. Let's continue.
I think he lost this fight when Fury went down in the first fight and got back up. And knowing that...
No, Deontay Wilder, tell it like it is. Deontay Wilder lost the fight the moment Fury cheated. Deontay Wilder lost the fight the moment him and Fury were scheduled to fight each other. The setup was already put into effect. I told you before in the last video, they allowed Deontay Wilder on Black History Month, and I have my feelings about that, but we're going to say that for another video, on Black History Month, to go ahead and perform to his people. Go ahead and do his performance, because they knew at the end of that night, Deontay Wilder nor his people were going to have the last laugh. So fuck all of this. Can Tyson Fury do it? I mean, can Deontay Wilder beat Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury has yet to prove that he can beat Deontay Wilder without cheating. So the question should be, will Tyson Fury ever prove he can beat Deontay Wilder fair and square? That should be the question. It shouldn't be, do Deontay Wilder, and I've been accused of doing that as well. And I've been doing that as well. I'll take responsibility because I didn't know what was going on. But now that I see ever so clearly now, the question should not be and the only reason why I talk about Mark Breland and JD's and all them, because I feel like they were irresponsible. I feel like they were incompetent. And I feel like they didn't do their due diligence. That's just how I feel. And I feel like although Deontay Wilder knows what's best for him, or I think he knows what's best for him, because if he really knew what was best for him, he would remove those two, because they clearly did not do their job. Like, let's be honest, people. We could be talking about something totally different right now if they would have just did the little things, which was their fucking job. See, this is what they not talking about, but this is what the fuck I'm gonna talk about. This is what Young Furrow is talking about. This is what all of the other people that's talking about it is talking about. The LDBC, Reggie Owens, Fred Barbershop Conversation. This is what we talking about. And this is what we gonna, Champ Side. This is what we gonna continue to talk about. Blue Blood Sports, Ticket TV. This is what we gonna continue to talk about until something is done. See, what they think is, they think they could just ignore us. They think, oh, they're just little YouTubers, so we don't have to pay them no mind. All we have to do is ignore them and it'll blow over. And they think they'll get motherfuckers that weren't really even at the fight, probably didn't even see the fight. People that normally talk about other things, and they don't do that right. In other words, people that aren't even qualified or have the real credentials to really talk about something of this magnitude, because they're already compromised. They are already bought and paid for. Let's get busy, people. Let's get back into it. Thank y'all for sliding through, man. Let's get back into it, baby.
That he hit him with everything, so mentally he was trying to get Fury out so quickly.
That's one thing that I do agree with. That's one thing. He said he hit him with everything. Tyson Fury hit Deontay Wilder with everything. That's one thing out of everything that they just said up until this point that I actually agree with. He did hit him with everything, including his bare fucking fist, including the palm of the bottom of his hand and his wrist. Yeah, he hit him with everything. Let's continue.
Because the longer the fight would go on, the more it would skew towards Fury. So Mark Breland is excellent.
The more the fight would go on, the more Tyson Fury would cheat. Let's continue.
In regards to a corner man, somebody, a trainer that understands it. I know he's upset that he threw the towel, but you're talking about an experienced fighter that been.
Mark Breland did not understand. Mark Breland was incompetent. Mark Breland did not do his job. Mark Breland did not do his due diligence. Neither did JD's. But people got to realize JD's is one of the trainers, but JD's is really there, as a helpmeet. He's not really a trainer. Mark Breland is a trainer. So before we start singing Kumbaya, my lord, and trying to cuddle around and help Mark Breland, we got to understand that Mark Breland was partly responsible to what is going on right now. And some people would allege, not me, although I have my beliefs, Mark Breland might have been in on the scheme. Because it's mighty strange with that whole situation surrounding Andre Dirrell and how he's talking about this and about that. But I'm going to say that for another video. Fuck Ben Davison as well. But let's get back into it, y'all.
In there that saw the trouble happening.
Right.
Okay, when it was going on. So I think it's more so in
Mark Breland saw the trouble happening. Whether it was trouble or not is one's opinion. But at the end of the day, because it's one's opinion, because Deontay Wilder has the right hand, and many people will say, well, he didn't really have his legs up under him. And, they kind of have a point when you really look at it, only because now that you factor in the Tyson Fury actually cheating, actually hitting Deontay Wilder illegally. When you factor that in, Deontay Wilder might have not had a chance. But these are things that they're not going to talk about because they're told not to talk about it. See, but they fool us. This what these big wigs do. They build these guys up and they control these guys. They build these guys up and then they control these guys. They tell these guys what they should say and what they should not say. And these guys move accordingly. But they build them up for you to believe that they're somehow credible, that they're somehow qualified. And this is why it's not always good for people to take what they see with a grain of salt and not do your research. Take what you hear with a grain of salt and not do your research. Let me look at my chat. Preston White, Floyd used this situation to try to build hype for himself. That's a fact. See now the talk about comeback fight versus Khabib and Conor. Yeah. That's Floyd. That's what Floyd has always been about and going to forever be about is itself. Because when you reach the age that Floyd is at right now, you know, it's really no changing in him. You know, that's going to be who he is. That's why people like Floyd, man, they hoes. You can't really pay him no mind. When you dealing with hoes, you just tell the hoes to go out on the stroll and don't pay him no motherfucking mind. Go get my motherfucking money. And don't you say a motherfucking word. Point blank, period. Kateen Faz. Fuck Ben Davidson. Yeah, fuck him. Kateen Faz. He knew Tyson cheated. Yeah, they all know. They're told not to say anything. They're told to say exactly what they're saying in this audio that you're hearing. Anytime they're told, this is what they're told. They're told anytime it's about Tyson Fury, reverse it on Deontay Wilder. Make Deontay Wilder seem like he's the villain. And make Tyson Fury seem like he's the hero. That's all it is. Just like you hear about reverse racists and how the shit that they're doing right now is the shit that we're supposed to be doing and vice versa. That's what they're doing. All they do is make a mockery of our history and is reverse racist. They do the things that we should be doing. Meanwhile, they'll have us doing like eating meat and all that shit. They'll have us doing shit that they are known for doing. I don't want to talk too much, people. He cheated his way to be a champion. Of course. All right, let's continue, people.
Deontay Wilder's head like, can I really beat this man? And why would Tyson Fury, everything that Tyson Fury has been through?
Only thing that was on Deontay Wilder's head was Fury arm. That was the only thing that was on Deontay Wilder's head. And I know they said in Deontay Wilder's head. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. We can continue to talk about this. But this is why I want a lot of people that is specifically, especially the people that are talking about boxing. And my top channels are definitely talking about this. But I don't want people to. It's okay to talk about other topics. But I want us to keep on pushing with this situation. Because the moment we drift off and start talking about other things, then that's when they got us. Then that's when they can sweep this under the rug. But it's not going to get swept under the rug. It's not going to get swept under the rug because Tyson Fury has to fight Deontay Wilder. He signed a contract. He has to fight Deontay Wilder. And you know Deontay Wilder is going to talk about it. We still don't know what happened. We still don't know what's going on with the A sample. We still don't know what's happening with the B sample. So a lot of that stuff has yet to be, unraveled yet. Let's continue.
The salvation is the boxing ring. This is nothing to him right now. You can't throw anything at Fury that he hasn't already put on himself and actually overcome. I don't think would be worried whatsoever if this happened.
There go that bullshit. They go that bullshit. What I just tell y'all, they gonna make Fury look like the hero when he really is zero, and they gonna make Deontay Wilder look like he ain't shit. That's what they doing. Is reverse shaming tactics. That's all it is. Reverse shaming tactics. Shame the person that's actually the victim in a situation, and glorify the motherfucker that's actually the villain in this situation, which is Tyson Fury. That's all they doing right now. Oh, it's nothing that Tyson Fury couldn't come back from. Yeah, but I tell you another thing he didn't come back from, and that was cheating. Because right after the Vladimir Klitschko, this is what they don't want y'all to know. Right after the Vladimir Klitschko fight, he tested positive for PEDs. So then he went on his little fake, his little bullshit, his little drug hiatus, and he ballooned up and gained weight, and then they turned that into a comeback story. But in reality, he left because of what he did to Klitschko, he's doing now, and that's cheating. The same reason why Tyson Fury left is the same reason why we're here today, because Tyson Fury is a cheater. But you won't hear that from mainstream media people. You won't hear that because it's not in their best interest. And what is their best interest, you ask? Their best interest is to not allow Deontay Wilder to move forward as the face of boxing. Point blank, period. Let me look at my chat. You remember, Red, what's up with you? You remember when Tyson Fury kissed Safari in the mouth during his boxing fight? Shaking my head. He got those tendencies too. Shaking my head. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they all do in the UK. They talk about fucking a man's Johnson and shit like that. Oh, he got a nice big cock. He got a nice big cock. They joke about men penises and shit like that. That's what they do. They kissing motherfuckers in the mouth. They got this little gay humor and shit like that. Not all people from the UK, but you know who I'm talking about. Eddie Hearn, Tyson Fury, what's his name? Johnny Nelson, all those clowns.
So I disagree. I think he should be concerned. And the reason why he should be concerned, Darnell, is because Floyd Mayweather, for one, is throwing his hat in the ring to want to train him. Antonio Tarver.
Floyd Mayweather is throwing his hat in the ring to do what Floyd Mayweather has always done. And that's try to be the life of the party. Floyd is the type of motherfucker that he don't want to be a part of the party if he ain't the party. Point blank, period. All this shit that they're trying to say is just water up under the fucking bridge. Floyd want to throw his motherfucking head in there because Floyd want to upstage Deontay Wilder and anybody else that's involved. Let's continue.
We saw him in the casino after the fight, and he's made it known that he wants to train him. Those are two champions. None with a bigger ego than one Money Floyd Mayweather Jr. If he wants to train him...
He just said it. No one has a bigger ego than Floyd Mayweather Jr. So why the fuck would you think a person that you said out of your own mouth has a big ego, that nobody has a bigger ego than, why would you believe that he would really want to train Deontay Wilder? They telling on themselves, people. Let's go.
And he wants to take on the responsibility of training him. He's not. That is an extension of his no-loss record as a fighter in the ring. So if he can, for certain, if he can train Deontay.
How fucking convenient. How fucking convenient. After Deontay Wilder allegedly lost. And I'm saying allegedly because Tyson Fury cheated, as we all seen. Like right now, it's not alleged what happened to Deontay Wilder at the hands, the cheating hands of Tyson Fury. That's not alleged. Floyd Mayweather don't want to train no Deontay Wilder. Floyd Mayweather want to do what Floyd Mayweather always been doing. Just like y'all doing, referring to Lavar and them, what they always been doing, and that's shucking and jiving. That's cooning and buffooning and buck dancing and shoe shining. That's why they can relate to a motherfucker like Floyd, because they down right with the program with him. Deontay Wilder is still undefeated in my book. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we fighting for right now. Make sure you subscribe, fam. Whoever ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. We got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about this situation later on too, but I got to do some more research. The Michael John White and Mike Perry situation. You know, his trolling racist ass too. We gonna talk about that too. But let's continue.
And in the art of taking the approach of how he wants him to take the approach into the fight, and he's confident enough to put it out there where it's being consumed, that means he sees something there that he can help Deontay with that could possibly be the difference. And
no, this is easy, people. This is easy as shit. No, Floyd sees something there for himself. He see a story, a comeback story that he can use to his advantage, because he is still the quote unquote face of boxing. And that's the thing. You're the quote unquote face of boxing. What more do you want, Floyd? Why are you being so selfish, Floyd? Why are you being so greedy, Floyd? You got what you wanted. Deontay Wilder got robbed. We ain't gonna even say he lost. You got what you wanted. You're still the only one who has broken Marciano record. You got what you want, Floyd. What more do you want? Floyd, one of them motherfuckers, it ain't enough. He got to go back in that store and he got to rob some more. He got to go trick off on that bitch until he gets set up in the fucking hotel, butterball naked. Floyd, the type of motherfucker, he got to learn the hard way, man. He got to learn the hard way because he's selfish. Those the type of people, them Floyd type motherfuckers, is people that I stay far the hell away from. Because they get around you and they act like they want what's best for you. But in reality, they're not only not satisfied, but they want what you got as well. They like that big motherfucker off life. You gonna eat your cornbread? He done ate your cornbread and every last motherfucker that he done deboed out of his, and now he wants yours. He ain't satisfied. That's Floyd. You gonna eat your cornbread? Let's continue, people.
And what would be the biggest fight from the last fight? There was an embarrassment that took place.
Yeah, there was a robbery that took place. There was some cheating that took place. And all of the motherfuckers that went in on the scam turned their face. Let's continue, people.
There was an embarrassment that took place.
True.
And we're saying we're wondering if he could win the fight. He literally, Darnell, you sit there and say he got counted out.
I thought it was 10 seconds. But hey,
A lot of people thought that one punch that struck, that he won the fight. So to me, I don't think Deontay is so concerned about can I beat him? I can't beat him. I think it's what approach do I take that gives me the best opportunity to win.
But the only pushback I would have.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. At first, I thought it was a lot that, and we all can work on things in life. Shalom, fans. Salute. It's a lot of things that we all can work on in life. But at the end of the day, as I look at this situation now, because I looked at it, and I'm not going to be one of these people that lie and say, well, I knew this was going on. I knew that was going on. No, I didn't. Tyson Fury pulled the wool over my eyes just like he did everybody else. You know, everybody else, you know, just that a lot of other people ain't you know, man enough or woman enough to admit it. But as I see it now, it's nothing that Deontay Wilder needs to really work on. The question is what Tyson Fury needs to work on and what motherfuckers need to check into when in regards to Tyson Fury and these gloves. what people need to check into when it regards Tyson Fury, period. To be honest with you, I don't feel that Deontay Wilder, upon whether or not he wants to do it or not, should even give Tyson Fury another opportunity. If I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm like, fuck the belts. But I know Deontay Wilder is not that type of person. And I respect that. I'm like, fuck the belts. At the end of the day, that man cheated me. So now you telling me I have to beg and plead to get an opportunity? Because that's what's happening. People say, well, the trilogy is already set in stone. We don't know what can transpire. The trilogy ain't set until like what? July 18th? End of July? Going into August? We don't know what can happen. What can go on from now until then. Tyson Fury could retire. You know, not wishing nothing bad on either one of them, but Wilder or Fury can end up, getting in an accident or something. Something can end up happening. We don't know what can happen. We can't predict the future. But one thing we can do is address this cheating shit that's going on right now. And that's one thing mainstream media seem to turn their face to and fail to try to address, or at least attempt to look into it. Let's continue, people. We're going to listen to a little bit more. We're going to shut it down. Let's go.
Is that I would look at this as a loss. If Deontay loses this fight, if Mayweather trains him and Deontay loses the fight,
His career's over.
Yeah, but I'm not putting that on Mayweather. I'm not saying that Floyd failed, because you're.
Ain't it funny how all of the boxers, you have Anthony Joshua. Ain't it funny, people? Like, we about to talk some real shit right now. Ain't it funny how you got Anthony Joshua, you got Tyson Fury. They not even talking about the person. How is it that they're pushing the narrative that Tyson Fury won, and that is all this shit that Deontay Wilder need to work on? Like, y'all gotta listen. But they're not even talking about Tyson Fury as much as they talking about Deontay Wilder. They're not even talking about the person that they feel won. Deontay Wilder is the talk of boxing. At the end of the day, it's nothing more Deontay Wilder need to do. Because at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is the conversation of boxing. He's the talk of boxing, whether it's good or whether it's bad. People were coming to see Floyd win. People were coming to see Floyd lose. At the end of the day, people were coming. It's people out here talking bad about Deontay. It's people out here praising Deontay. It's people out here that want justice for Deontay. At the end of the day, people are talking about Deontay. So it don't matter how much they try to spin this shit or how they try to push a certain negative narrative or stereotype about Deontay. Their actions is speaking way louder than their words can ever go. They're talking about Deontay. Why is it that Deontay ain't this? Deontay ain't got that. Deontay ain't about to do this. He ain't about to do that. But meanwhile, you got all these other heavyweights, all these other boxers that you could be making videos about. But somehow the conversation always is about Deontay. And then you got these motherfuckers that normally never talk about boxing, that's getting away, alleviating from their usual topics to talk about boxing, but not just talk about boxing, talk about Deontay Wilder. They're not talking about Devin Haney and how the whole 135 division is shook. And now he got to go to 140 to get some rec. They're not talking about Bud Crawford and how he's not getting a fair shake. They're not talking about Earl Spence. They're not talking about all the rest of these fighters. You know, they talk about Lomachenko, but they only talk about him out of convenience. See, these motherfuckers, this mainstream media, this is why they need to go, because they only talk about situations that they're not only just told to talk about, but they only talk about it out of convenience. Not that they have real knowledge of the situation or that they even want to talk about the situation. Is that they're told to talk about certain things. That's why you would never catch me doing it. That's why you would never catch me being a part of it. Because ain't nobody telling me to do shit but the Most High. I'm going to talk the way I want to talk, how I want to talk, when I want to talk. And that's why they hate Deontay. That's why they jealous of Deontay. Because they wish they can have that same type of confidence. They wish that they can do shit without going to Bob Earl first. Let's talk about it. Let's not walk around it, people. They wish that they can do shit without going to Master Eddie first. That's why they mad. That's why they don't want Deontay Wilder to be champion. Because they don't want a champion to have free will. Because a champion that has free will is going to give the fans what they want. That's why I can't understand why these clowns, we talking real shit right now. That's why I can't understand why these clowns are trolling from channel to channel. Deontay Wilder is giving y'all stupid ass idiots what the fuck y'all want. Or y'all claim y'all want. But y'all don't really want that. Y'all like a bunch of bitches. Y'all like a bunch of females. Excuse me. No disrespect to the females. Y'all like a bunch of females. Y'all claim y'all want a good dude, but when y'all get a good dude, you don't know how to handle a good dude. That's how these trolls is. That's how I look at these trolls, like a bunch of women. Always talking about they want a good man in their life. Always talking about they want the best fights. They want what's best for the cultures. Just like Floyd and all these motherfuckers. I want a clean boxer. I want clean boxing. But you glorifying a drug cheat. You glorifying a motherfucker that's the opposite of what you said you want. Like, cut it the fuck out. Who the fuck they think they fooling, people? And then you got these motherfuckers, LaVar, and then you got the motherfucker Stephen A, Max Kellerman. They don't even do what they're supposed to do the right way. So how the fuck can we expect them to actually talk about this with some logical reasoning behind it? Red, they mad he has less skills, but he done so good in boxing, but he does what is best for him. Yeah. They don't want no black person, especially one that's not willing to shuck and jive and bootlick, to have an opinion. At the end of the day, you don't say a word because they're used to that over time. They're used to us just shutting the fuck up and doing our nigga tricks. I say that all the time. They just want you to shut up and do your nigga tricks. That's why they always, to us, they want us to act out the stereotype that they believe we are. That's just like, I don't want to use this analogy, but I'm going to just use it because I can't think of nothing else off top. That's just like you doing foreplay with your woman, for those of y'all that do foreplay. And your woman, she want to play a nurse or a school teacher or some shit like that. That don't mean that she's a nurse, she's actually a nurse, or she's actually a school teacher. That just means she want to play out her sick fantasy in her mind. And I know that's a good thing, sexually. But what I'm about to talk about is not a good thing. That's all the white man wants to do. These analogies are crazy. I know they are. That's what the white man want to do. He want to play out his sick, sadistic fantasy in his mind. And that's the stereotype of the black man. The stereotype of the black woman. Loud, rude, obnoxious, a drug dealer, an ignorant individual, a piece of shit, not even a human being, less than a human being. I told you, white people treat their animals, their pets, better than they treat black people. But it's always funny that a lot of these fucking coons out there can't wait, don't hesitate to break their fucking neck to try to appease to the white man. And the white man look at his fucking dog as more of a human being than he looks at you. Bro, they even swept. Hold on. Bro, who's that? Joe Knight, what's up with you, fam? Let me give you that wrench. Let me wrench you on up. Thank y'all for sliding through too, people. Bro, they even swept Fury getting caught cheating in the ring under the rug, ignoring it. Yes, sir, they did. They did, bro. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel too. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. I'm just talking about when the ref caught him. Hold on, let me read it again. Bro, they even swept Fury getting caught cheating in the ring under the rug, ignoring it. Yeah, about, to talk about the situation with Jack Reese. When Jack Reese was about to count and then he went over somewhere else. Yeah, we already know that. That's why we said. Yeah, Tyson Fury cheated. He's a cheater. That's what he is. That's what he always gonna be. He's a gypsy. I told y'all. Only thing Tyson Fury did was showed us classic gypsy, vintage gypsy. They a bunch of brawlers. That's what they are. Look the gypsy up. Young Furrow already exposed it. They bare knuckle brawlers. That's what they are. The Wonderful Life of Bob J. Look how Antonio Brown gets treated. Yeah. I have my opinions about that too, man. Antonio Brown, he ain't making the shit no better. Not to compare him to R. Kelly, but that's that type of shit R. Kelly do too. I tell people, man, well, there ain't no proof that R. Kelly did anything. And I don't listen to these clowns out here that talk about, well, you don't really have to have proof. You have to have proof in every situation. That's why we fucked up in this situation that we in right now with Tyson Fury. Because the proof is there. But the proof in this life isn't always in the pudding. Especially when you're dealing in a world where the people that's supposed to control the world change the rules as they go. Now, John Knight, nah, not that. The one-on-one when the ref changed his gloves. Yeah. The one when the referee changed his gloves. There's a lot of things that happen, bro. Fury put his hands on the referee's shoulders just so that the referee wouldn't see his tampered glove or even look at it or check it out. Like, there's a lot of things that happen, man. Like, I don't even know which one at this point. Because there's a lot of little cheating tactics that Fury did. And he kept holding Wilder in the headlock when clinching repeatedly, shaking my head. Teddy Atlas should be speaking up on the cheating with the gloves and headlocks. Don't look forward to that, people. Teddy at least Atlas. That's what I call him. Teddy at least Atlas. Well, at least, don't look forward to that. Don't look forward to Teddy Atlas. Don't look forward to Joe Rogan. Don't look forward. And I like these situations because these are the situations for all my people that was involved with the real BRC situation and Cassidy losing to Arsenal. And these type of situations expose and it separates the real from the fake. That's what I like these type of situations. It's unfortunate how Deontay Wilder got done and that the people that are out here, with actual evidence, how far we have to go to even get that evidence, to even get these big wigs to take a look at the evidence, but it's a good thing because it's really showing the people who have really, not these fake ass trolls, but the people who are really misinformed about the situation, what is what and who is who. That's why I like it. It separates the fake from the real. It shows you that Joe Rogan ain't who you thought he was. That Teddy at least Atlas, ain't who the fuck you thought he was. That Max Kellerman and all these clowns in mainstream media ain't who the fuck they thought you was. It shows you that Young Furrow is every bit of what you thought he was. And even if you didn't think he was, now you know he is. It shows you that Double R is every bit of what you thought I am. It shows you that the LDBC is every bit to not even question who the fuck we are. And anybody else that's keeping that same energy, I call it. This is what you really call keeping that same energy. And as we all see, a lot of these motherfuckers, especially in mainstream, aren't keeping that same energy. A lot of these ex-fighters that are supposed to be experts, like they're supposed to see it before everybody else. Your Andre Wards, your Tim Bradleys, your Floyd Mayweathers. They supposed to see it before everybody else because they've actually been there and done that. But the thing is, they do see it. They're just choosing not to because they hate Deontay Wilder, because they're jealous of Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, they haven't even been around Deontay Wilder, because when they are around Deontay Wilder, they don't have that same energy. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. I don't trust motherfuckers like that talk all this shit while they away from you. But when they get around you, oh man, it's a pleasure seeing you. Nigga, cut it the fuck out. You ain't never liked me to begin with. Cut it out. Rob, what's your opinion on Tyson Fury? Joe Knight. Rob, what's your opinion on Tyson Fury hating on who you said? Tyson. What's your opinion on Tyson hating on Fury and supporting Fury? Shaking my head. Yeah. You say Mike Tyson supporting Tyson Fury and hating on Fury at the same time, right? That's what Mike Tyson do. But it's all out of spite to Deontay Wilder. It's all out of spite. Everything that they're doing, like, I know it sounds strange right now, but as the days start going, the weeks start going, the months, years, as it starts to go, you'll start to see all this shit that the mainstream media is doing, ex-boxers are doing, all this shit is out of spite to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is subconsciously lifting a lot of these niggas' skirts. A lot of these niggas is getting in their feelings, man, and really showing their feminine side because of Deontay Wilder. If I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm holding my head held high. I'm holding my head high. Because although you lost the battle, you still winning the war. And you gonna win the war. If I got something to say about it, if the rest of the brothers got something to say about it. Abram Servant, what's up with you, Chad? I saw Tyson Fury getting very sloppy and tired towards the end of the fight. He couldn't have been 273. Yeah, like at this point in time, we can't really trust anything Tyson Fury do or say at this point. And we can't really trust, as I said yesterday, Ben Davison, Sugar Hill Stewart, anybody that's around Tyson Fury, or anybody that has something good to say about Tyson Fury. Because essentially, you glorifying a cheater and you glorifying somebody like Tyson Fury, and you're co-signing that, is really saying a lot about you. It's really telling me that you aren't to be trusted neither. You are no more to be trusted than Tyson Fury. So anybody that Sugar Hill Stewart is talking about, oh, I want to take some young boxers, and that's good. I want to train some young boxers. He fucking up his credibility to the point, because if this shit get big, anybody that works with Sugar Hill Stewart is going to be in question. Anybody that works with Ben Davison will be in question. They have to be. Because now you attached yourself, or is being an accomplice to a well-known drug cheat. And you're covering for him. This shit gonna get out of hand. That's why I tell people, anybody that's hopping on this bandwagon and on this little ride, now is the time to hop off. Because it's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly. And if Tyson Fury gets in that ring with Deontay Wilder, again, we already know what's going to happen. Because now Tyson Fury can't try no tactics. He can't try no tactics now. Because all eyes going to be on him. All eyes gonna be on his moves, on his gloves. If Tyson Fury even go take a shit, it's gonna be somebody. Hold on. Before you leave out the bathroom, let me see. Let me make sure. You seen Mike Tyson on his podcast. Now I don't even watch his podcast. I don't watch Mike Tyson, period. Anybody, that's how I am. I'm a real one. On and off these videos. If you out here shucking and jiving and all that shit, I ain't watching nothing that you involved in unless it's surrounding somebody that I really respect. That's the only reason why I even mention Mike Tyson, because it has something to do with Deontay Wilder. That's the only reason. Well, that's what they are. They are hoes. Double R, K Phillips, Double R. I talked to one of the guys that boxed Fury and asked him if he think he tampered with the gloves when he had fought him. He said, good question, and definitely go and check it out. Okay. Well, one thing, that we don't have to question is what the fuck we seen in both Deontay Wilder fights. One thing we don't have to question is what he did to that sparring partner that showed the gloves and the padding being removed from the gloves. One thing we don't have to question is the situation where the thumb was slitted out in the glove versus the fight between him and Christian Hammer. That's what we don't have to question, people. Let's listen to the rest of this, and we're going to close it out. Thank y'all for coming through.
You're also talking about a completely different type of boxer.
You know who's putting it on Floyd? Floyd. And that's what you got to look at. It's an ego-driven sport.
He didn't make a guarantee. He just said, He didn't say, no. If Floyd putting himself on it is to say, you know what? If I get a chance to train Deontay Wilder, he will.
And also, look at what they're talking about. Like, they're trying to force, and this is the ideology of a lot of these races and these white supremacists. And a majority of the whites, period. You feel me? But not all, but majority of them, period. Is that they try to force us to think the way that they think. They try to force us to do what they want us to do. But you know why they try to force us to do it? Because their whole thing, look in your neighborhoods, their whole thing is they want to feel comfortable around you. In order for them to feel comfortable around you, they have to put you in a dress. They have to put you in certain situations, in certain scenarios where you have to look feminine, where you have to show a sign of vulnerability. That's why they always do that. Not because they want to do this and do that. It's because they want to feel more comfortable around you, black man. They want to feel more comfortable around you, aggressive sister. They want to feel more comfortable around you. That's why they have no problem looking out for the Tim Bradleys and the Andre Wards and now that they've buck broken Mike Tyson, they feel nothing now. Because they know that they're not only not going to challenge them, but in any event, they're going to probably protect them over you. That's what this is about. They gonna make me get back on my run, people. That's what this is really about. This is about buck breaking Deontay. And nobody knows that better than Deontay. He didn't know it now. He didn't know before. He damn sure know it now, people. This is what it's about. We gonna break this motherfucker. And if he can't break him, we gonna make sure he doesn't fight for a title ever. And you know what I would do if I was Deontay, if I never got that opportunity? Fuck boxing. I've made enough money off this shit. I'm already a Hall of Famer. Fuck this shit. The people know who the real champion is. Let me go into acting. Let me go into my real dream. Because that's what Deontay Wilder wanted to do anyway. Deontay Wilder said after he had about 5 more years, probably about 4.5 now. He said, after that, I want to go into acting. I want to start acting like I'm getting hit instead of actually getting hit or actually hitting somebody else. But what I believe Deontay should do if he does go that route is he should try to get a part of that Creed franchise. And he should try to play Mr. T's son. Go into acting, man. Fuck these motherfuckers. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing when you really look at it. That's what Tyson Fury is doing. He's acting. He's impersonating. He's impersonating a boxer. He's doing a great impersonation of a boxer. That's all that's going on, people. Let's continue.
He will beat Tyson Fury. Now it's on Floyd Mayweather. As of now, he's just saying, hey, I'd like to train him. I might be able to help him.
You don't put your hat in the
But
ring.
here's the thing, though. But if it's an ego-driven sport, this is a champion that has won, that has proclaimed that he's the best that has done it at the heavyweight division.
Oh, here we go. He ain't even have to say the rest. Oh, if it's an ego-driven sport. So subliminally, he's trying to say that Deontay Wilder has an ego. That's what he's trying to say, subliminally. You got to read in between the lines, people. You got to read through the subliminals. I told you, never put your trust and your faith into these people because they're already compromised. They're already told what to say and how to say it, and they're already told what to stay away from or what to flip. They're not in control. They're not in a position where they're in control. They're in a position where they are to do what they're told to do. And if they don't do what they're told to do, then they'll find somebody else that will do it. And there's plenty of people that will do it. Trust and believe. It's a whole bunch of buck dancers out here. Shit, and there's even more that's in the field that they in. I'm pretty sure Jason Whitlock and all the motherfuckers wouldn't hesitate to jump on this. You know, Stephen A. a chomp at the bit to get this opportunity. This kind of reminds me of Jack Johnson's story winning back in the yeah. And it's ironic that Deontay Wilder was at the White House, you know, signing off to, you know, to honor Jack Johnson in that situation. Now Deontay Wilder kind of finds himself in a similar situation. You know, funny how the world works. But it's funny how the Most High uses people as a tool to expose a lot of this corruption going on. That's what's going on. Deontay Wilder is being used by the Most High to expose a lot of this corruption. Deontay Wilder will get his belts back. At the minimum, Fury will not be able to walk through the streets without being called a cheater. You know? Wilder actually fight like the brother Jack Johnson. Yeah, a lot of people was telling me that. You know, I'm 29 years old, so I don't really know too much about Jack Johnson. A lot of y'all probably know a little bit better than me. Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight boxer. Yeah, I know that. Well, let's finish listening to these clowns before we close out, y'all.
Vision. Why would he want that part of it in regards to maybe switching up some techniques, some things that he's already accomplished something
I'm gonna tell you.
because he already believed.
Deontay Wilder don't need to switch up anything yet. Deontay Wilder doesn't need to work on anything yet. What needs to happen is Tyson Fury needs to prove that he's not a cheater. What needs to happen is that the Nevada State Athletic Commission needs to look into this matter with Tyson Fury and his gloves. What needs to happen is that your bosses need to tell y'all to report on this situation involving Tyson Fury and his tampering with his gloves. That's what needs to happen before Deontay Wilder needs to do anything as far as his technique. What needs to happen is that Deontay Wilder needs to get his belt back. What needs to happen is that not only Deontay Wilder needs to get his belt back, but they need to give Deontay Wilder the lineal championship, the lineal title. I don't know y'all, but if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm like, fuck this shit. I done made enough money. It is what it is. Then y'all ain't getting me back into a fucking ring. Y'all ain't, and I know there's money out there and all this and all that, but the money gonna be there. Y'all ain't getting me back into a ring until y'all give me a fair shake, until I get my belt back, until y'all put that O back on my record. until y'all expose Tyson Fury and exonerate me from this whole fiasco. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing hardball. Because clearly they are. Again, it's your boy Double R, man. Thank y'all.